Well, good morning, Gators. It is Thursday, May 14th, 2020, and here is your math for today. Today is going to be a kind of review of all of the past 4 lessons, and we are going to be doing some real world problems with it. So let's switch over to the iPad so we can see what we're doing. First off, in our daily math practice, we are doing some multiplication of decimals. Number 2, we are using the distributive property to rewrite the expression 3 times 4 plus n. What this is saying is we are going to actually distribute the 3. Whoops. There we go. We're going to distribute this 3, so 3 times 4 plus 3 times n. So if you're listening to what I just said just there, you'll hear what to do. Number 3, what is the perimeter of this hexagon? Number 4, how many cups are there in a gallon? And number 5, bubblegum comes in packs of 7 pieces and cases of 48 packs. If Tara needs 7,500 pieces of bubblegum for a carnival, how many cases should she order? Now for our daily word problem, we are going back to Camp Wachu, and it's saying that the crafts leader was preparing materials for a woodworking project. She took a 3-foot length of wood, then she cut the wood into pieces that were 4.5 inches long. First one, number 1, how many pieces of wood did she get? And number 2, if each of the 70 campers needed 1 piece, how many 3-foot lengths of wood did she need to cut? Now on to our learning today. We are looking at drawing a picture and write an equation. Now this is not saying draw an actual picture, but it's more saying draw a mathematical picture. And to be honest with you guys, that's really if you need to on this, which might help you solve it. Our objectives is that students draw diagrams or pictures and write equations to solve problems. Now my big thing here is that we write the equations. And the essential understanding: information in a problem can often be shown using a diagram and used to understand and solve the problem. Some problems can be solved by writing and completing a number sentence or equation. And last one, the value of an equation containing unknowns can be true or false depending on the replacement value of the unknowns. So if we're going to be looking at this picture here, it's saying at an art fair, Dean sold different types of paintings. The price of a portrait is $125 more than the price of a still life painting. And what is the price of this still life painting? So in this case, we're looking to see what that price is there. And remember the price of a portrait, so this price here is $125 more than that price. So how are we going to solve that? Well, first, we are going to choose a variable for the unknown quantity. In this case, we're going to use the letter P, the price of the still life painting, so P for painting. Using a diagram to picture the relationship between the pieces. Oh, and our first code word today is Mario. Using a diagram to picture the relationship. So this right here is the picture that they are talking about drawing. And next, write an equation for this. Now this picture here that we are looking at, honestly, a lot of you have been doing things like this since first grade, where if you have the total of 10 and you have 6 on one side, how much is on the other? And you would say 4. So it's basically 6 plus what equals 10. In this case here, it's saying what plus 25 equals 210. So next we would solve the equation much like we have been doing. Now in this case here, they subtracted 125 from each side and got 85. So the price of a still life painting is $85. Now notice how their answer was in a full, complete sentence. Remember, that is the kind of answer that I am expecting you to give, is one in a full, complete sentence. Oops. And lastly, you can estimate to see if the answer makes sense, where you would round the 85 to 100, and 100 plus 125 is 225, which is close to 210. So therefore, the price of $85 is reasonable. Now, in another example, it says Dean also sold 8 pen and ink sketches at the art fair. All the sketches are the same price, and he made $196 on the sale of sketches. What was the price of each sketch? So first we need to see what we know. Well, we do know that Dean sold 8 sketches at the art fair and made $196. And what are we trying to find out? The price of one sketch. So how are we going to do that? What strategy are we going to use? Well, first off, as I've said at the very beginning of this, we need to write an equation. Write an equation. So if it's $196 and we're looking for the price, I'm going to say we're going to be doing $196 divided by 8 will equal P for the price. Now we could use a diagram again, and they're going to show us next on what they are going to use. So they're using N to be the price of one sketch, but that's okay. But basically here, this is doing exactly what I was saying. And they did 8 times N equals 196. Now I did mine backwards. I did 196 divided by 8. But if you look, that is actually right here as well. So doing it my way would work just the same. And then at the very bottom here, each sketch was sold for $24.50. Now the last part of this, here's another practice. It says use this picture to write and solve an equation. So if I'm looking for the unknown here, I'm going to say it's 34. You can do this 2 ways, either 34 minus 18 equals S, or S plus 18 equals 34. And then we would solve it. Again, these are the same equation because it's going to be the same process. So I'm going to solve this one because in order to do this, I'm going to have to minus 18 from each side anyway. And S, let's see, 4 minus 8, can't do that, I gotta borrow. 14 minus 8 is 6, 2 minus 1 is 1, so S is gonna equal 16. And now onto your practice today. You are going to do about 12 problems. It says in 3 through 5, use each picture to write and solve the equation. Write and solve. Write and solve. Now the second code word is cart. So first one was Mario, second one was cart. So we're going to write and solve. Now if you get stuck, they provide this for you right here. It's kind of nice. And then your last part, you will have some other practice problems here to work through. But that is it for the math today, Gators. Remember, as always, try this first. Remember the code words, 2 of them were Mario and Kart. The last one is 8. Mario Kart 8. Big hint is what's behind me in the background. But we want to make sure that you are reaching out for help, not just guessing, not just giving up. Reach out, ask us for help after you have watched this video. If you need to watch this video multiple times, please do. It'll help you, I promise. Tomorrow for our math, we are going to be doing a wrap up of this unit leading in to next week. But all right, Gators, have a great Thursday. Remember the code words Mario Kart 8, and we will talk to you later. And as always, it is great to be a Gator.